Hello everyone, I want to give you guys a demo of how FramingPOS works. So the minute you sign in, you're going to see a list of your incomplete work orders. And we have this in two different views. So this shows all the work orders that are incomplete, sorted by the date added. And you can see it in a compact view. And what you have to do is click here to open a work order. So I'm going to click on one and open it using a tab. And then you can work with some of the details in here. You can also view what we call the sky view. It's going to get changed. It's going to say that when you clicked. And now you get to see all the details of a work order, including some notes about it. So you can say mat board is in stock, on order, is cut, is received. So all this stuff is going to help you figure out the status of all the orders. Does it need printing? Yes, it does. Has it been printed? Not yet. Does it need photo restoration? Yes, it does. Has it been done? Yes or not? So and so on with the mounting and so on. And then if you want to mark something ready to fit, you're going to say RTF, and this was shown blue, and then the person who's working on this will know how to work on it, that hey, this is something they can work on, and they can finish it. You can complete a project right there from this piece here, from this screen here. So you can click on completed, and that job will be completed and marked completed. So let's mark that incomplete again. And you can scroll down and see all the list of all your incomplete work orders over here, and you can make adjustments as you see fit. So this way you get to see everything in one big view. Now, how do you create a work order? You can click new work order here, and you can add a customer. Okay, and let's say you got to frame a diploma. Never mind that. All right, so let's do that. I don't know, 8 by 10. And when you come in here, you're gonna type in the frame number. You don't have to put any prefixes or anything else. You notice it says 5% inflation pricing adjustment. I'll show you what that is in a second. Let's put in 8446. Okay, you don't need any prefixes, suffixes to remember. Just put in the number or scan the barcode. Enter that. Now we're going to tell you, okay, there are two numbers with 8446. Is it decor or is it CMI molding? You're going to say, you know what, I intended to use the CMI molding 8446. You're going to go ahead and enter that. And we have a little visualization here that you can see. It shows you a picture of what the product was. This will give you a breakdown of all the details about it, how many feet you're going to need. And if you're going to do a stack molding, this will show you the differences here, the visual layout here. So let's say, let's put something else, 300 CG. Again, I just put in a few numbers, and then I'm going to see, oh, there you go, Larson is available in this, and also Vermont has a 300 CG, the cherry. So we're going to put in the Vermont in here. All right, so once we do this, I'll explain what all that stuff is. So you're going to come in, and this tells you what the pricing is, and now you can see the outside frame is 8446, the inside is 300 CG, and these will be the outside dimensions of both of these frames, and it tells you how much of this frame you're going to need. You're going to come into mat board. Do you want equal mat boards or unequal mat boards? Do you want white space or not? Let's say I want to put a 2.5 inch mat board, and again, you're going to come in here, you're going to put in your mat number, hit enter, and then if it's an exact match, that number is going to show here. So remove this for now. And you can do a double mat here. Let's say if you want to do a 9507. Visually, you will see the 9507 is there. And you're only doing a 1/4 inch reveal. You can do this a 1/2 inch reveal if you want, and that will change. You can do an inch, and you can see it's to scale. As you change it, that does change. So if I put 2 inches, you can see it changes to the scale. Okay, we're going to put a 1/4. All right, now you're going to come to glazing. If you know your glazing ID, you can type it here. Otherwise, you come down here and select what you want to use. Let's say you want to use the Optimum acrylic. There you go, your price. And then we're going to come into everything else, click that. Show buttons probably is what most people prefer, and this will show up here and show all the different types of add-ons. You want to do mount and cool tack, 1/4 inch black spacers, pita charge, and so on, right? So the print lab, I'll show you this in just a second. So this is a standard framing job without printing, scanning, any of that stuff. I'm going to go back here. let's say the customer leaves or you're finished, and you're going to say, you know what, this size actually is confirmed, this is perfect size. You put that, this size will not change even if I change the dimensions and stuff here. But if you look at it, you're like, oh wait a second, this was 13 5/8. You update that, and this will get updated. So this way, the person who's cutting the frame or the mat or the glass will know, hey, I gotta look at this, and if size is confirmed, this is the size I'm going to use. Here you can change your quantity. Click on this. This will show you how everything was calculated. And if you don't want to see that, you just close that over here. This gives you all the breakdown: mat board, molding, glazing, everything else. Photo lap, we didn't do that. I'll show you that in just a minute. This here called inflation pricing, and this is in the setting. And if you notice, there was a little pop-up that showed that it was inflation settings. If you don't increase your prices, or you forget to increase your prices, you say, hey, look, my rent goes up every year by 3%, 4%, salaries, expenses. You can add that in the setting, and I'll show you that, and this will show you where this will get added for you automatically. You can always come back and just release it, okay? You can add a discount by dollar, by percent, and this will be off the subtotal. And you can come in and say, hey, this is the tax exempt or not. Or you're going to say, hey, I negotiated this guy $384.08. I just wanted $380 even. So now that becomes your finished size. This will give you the tax per item. And this gives you tax per item including the tax. And then this gives you the total for 4, just explains the total of 4 pieces because we are doing quantity of 4. Here you can set your priorities. We have priorities of low, normal, high. Only high is going to show you in red, and then you can set your due date here, or you can set your statuses here. Okay, so I set my due date here. Yeah. Now, if I hit save, this work order will be saved. You can see it here. So we save the work order. Now here you would have a new page, a new section that's got added at the top of the screen, and it's called production. And the production is here where you're going to say, okay, I have this mat, I have this molding, I have my glass, does it need printing? Let's say yes. And has it been printed? Yes. Does it need photo restoration? Yes. And done. Mounting, again, needs mounting, dry mount, and so on. And here you're going to say ready to fit. Now you have 5 custom columns. You can name these columns anything you want in the setting. So you can put that, and you can choose the values that you see. You can give it any names you want. Here, you can type in your notes, go here. You can type as much as you want. Now there's a couple of cool things here. We give you unlimited picture uploads. So you can upload your pictures using just a regular upload from here, right? And then when you print it, this will show in your printout. You can also use app. You can also use Google Photos. So right now, you go to setting and you integrate where you log into your Google settings, and you can take pictures. So if you take any pictures you want, you click on here. This will show you all your Google Photos. So I clicked on that, and now this is my Google Photos app account. And you just take pictures with your phone here using myself. Google Photos. I take pictures with my camera, and then I go to Google Photos, and it automatically uploads to Google Photos. So let's say I'll pick a couple of pictures here that I want to add. Click on Done. This is done. Continue the other app or device. So I'm done here. I close this. And if you notice, this is going to take a second. It's going to grab the pictures and put it here, and you can do that. So you can have as much images as you want in Google Photos, and this will be related to the artwork. So if you download the Google Apps photo, which is a free Google free app, you can use that to integrate here. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, so now you hit save. There's some actions here. You can print a work order. A printed work order gives you all the details. A stripped work order gives you all the details except the pricing, except the customer's name. So if you're a busy shop and you have a lot of important clients, you still want to get the job done, so your work order will have all the information you need, except it does not have the pricing, and it does not have the customer's name, and so on. If you are using your mobile phone, you come in, you scan this QR code, it's going to open the work order, and then you can make adjustments on your phone on that if you want. Okay, that shows you all the information here. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see what else we've got under production. I got all that, covered all that. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and add this to an invoice. I'm going to say add to invoice. See here. So now we're going to talk about what an invoice is. So I already assigned a customer, so you could add it to a previous made invoice, or you're just going to create a new invoice. So let's create a new invoice over here. So now on the invoice page, here's your customer. If you click on this, this is going to open the customer. You can make some changes there. Let's close this. And then you can see all the information here. This shows you the work order, the diploma, and you can select here, even on the invoice level, if this tax exempt or not. Okay. You can add more work orders over here to it. You can add some miscellaneous stuff. I don't know, rush delivery. I don't know, $55. And then you can also come here and add a shipping address to that for that customer. Okay. Now you would see all the work orders, all the everything else, miscellaneous items added here, tax and payment. You select all your payments. We have integration with Square, so we have two important integrations with Square that you want to know. One is the Square terminal. So once you come here, you're gonna add the amount that you want to charge. Let's see, you want to charge $500. If you click on this and you have a connected to Square in the setting, and I'll show you that in a second, this will pop up in the Square terminal. So if you have a Square terminal, you've connected to it, and this terminal is, and the setup is very easy. This will show up on the credit card terminal for Square. Customer swipes their card, payment comes in here, and it will say Visa or MasterCard. It will save it, and it will give you the time and so on. So you know. So let's just assume we had a terminal here. We got customer used Visa, and then I update. Once I update, this tells you exactly the time and the date the payment was made. If I clicked on this, I can come and change it. Let's say, oh, you know, the guy paid me at 9 o'clock. And then I can hit update again, right? So I'll save that for you. Now, the other payment that we have integration with also is Square related. This is Square Invoice. So I go back here, and I type in Square Invoice. Now, you just need a phone number or an email. So if you just had a phone number, you're going to come in, pay the rest. If I click this, this is going to create a Square invoice URL, which you get to share. And if it was just a cell phone number, the customer is going to get a text message. And once they pay, it doesn't matter when they pay. You don't have to do anything manually. This will automatically bring the money payment, the payment, and adjust this here and save it. So somebody could pay you at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you wake up and this invoice is going to show paid, or it's going to show the invoice that you paid. So it's pretty cool. Right now, you just send an invoice, and the customer pays whenever they do, and then this gets marked paid. You can add your purchase order numbers here, sales rep here, and how they find you here. And all this is selectable from the settings page. There's a couple of things here that you want to see about the invoice. You can print the invoice, obviously. This is what the formatted print looks like. Okay, nice and clean. You can also print a pack list. So a pack list, what it is it's just the invoice without the pricing. So you want to make a delivery, or you want to pack something and you want to keep some things private, this will be your pack list, and you can attach it to the invoice. Everything is available except pricing. There's a couple of things I want you to note. There is this QR code here, and this QR code opens the invoice number 1049. So you can use your iPad, scan it, it'll show up, or use your phone. This will text the customer. So if you bring your phone here and you lift up your phone and you scan this with your camera, this will pre-input this customer's phone number, which is this one, and a pre-made text that you can put in setting. So this way, if you shop using cell phones, you can text the customer directly from your phone, and then you do that. So we generally recommend you just get a cheap iPhone. There's a company called Grid Pocket. I think for $100 you get unlimited text, unlimited data, or some things, and then you just use that as a dedicated number for texting customers, and this way it works out really well. Okay. So we finish that here. Okay, next we're going to cover products. If I click on products, you have molding, mat board, glazing, everything else, lab. Okay, we'll talk about the lab last. Let's go to molding, and we have the following vendors here. If you don't have a vendor, I'll show you how. If I don't have a vendor you want, I'll show you how we can add them. You can send them a quick email, and I'll show you how to do it. I found that vendors send the information faster. If a customer asks for it, then we'll be asking for it. So you will see that in just a second. So you can filter by vendors. Let's say Ingelson. And if you click here, you're going to see different variations of the images of the molding. All the other information that they've given you here. And then here, you assign a pricing. Now, you can assign a pricing data, assign a pricing formula to a vendor, or you can assign a pricing formula to a specific item. So for example, I go to vendors. I'm going to pick Ingelson. E, there you go. Default pricing. Or I can pick just a single item from Ingelson that will not have the default pricing, they will have pricing one. So we have infinite possibilities. Let's see here. House is products you carry in your own shop that you bought. So you could take, so you go here, for example, and let's see here, this MPF, okay? So you say, well, I bought this in larger quantities, and I'm going to go ahead and clone this. Okay. And I can give it a name that you want. Save that. Now this becomes a house product. So you can sell this item, and the price on this will never get updated because this is a house product and not from the directory of all the moldings. So you can keep this price as long as you want, or you can make adjustments to it as you want, because this is now a house product. Pricing, we have a very robust pricing system. So everybody gets this pricing. This is your default pricing. And we update these pricing all the time. So you could come in and sync with that if you want. We will come up with some, I talk to different industry leaders and come up with some pricing data. And then I will show you where you can update that in the setting. So you could use this new pricing if you want by syncing to it. It doesn't automatically update. Or you can just make adjustments of your own. You can click on this. You could take this and clone it. That would give you that would save you some time, right? So this was your default. You can base it on chop, and you can put a varying different pricing on this as you want. Okay. And here, this tells you how this works. If you look here, it says vendors using this price. If you click that, it will show you all the different vendors. Now, if there was a specific item, let's say everybody uses this pricing from international, except XYZ number from international, that will show here. I mean, that will show in a different one. So you can exclude, you can have a specific pricing for an item. So this completes how the pricing data works. Then you would go, you set up your pricing, then you would go to vendor, and then you tell it which pricing formula you created to use. We have something cool. It's called a close corner frame manufacturer. So if I click on this, I think I have that already set up for, I have set up for Vermont, right? So I put in their zip code, I put in their base fee, I put in their minimum fee. What this will do, this will take the measurement of the frame, that's the outside measurement of the frame, and then it will add a little bit of cushioning. It would guesstimate the size of the frame and the size of the box. Using some of the stuff here, some of the information that you set here, when you sell a molding, you would get a estimated cost of shipping for joint frames. Let's say you sell one of the close corner frames on a Saturday, Vermont is not open, you can't call, get a guesstimate. This will give you a very close guesstimate, so you can do that, and this will be a very cool feature. Alright, so now we're going to go to Matboard. Similar to Matboards, you set up your pricing, and then you assign a product or a vendor. You already assign a pricing to a vendor, right? So we have these guys here, Crescent, Bainbridge, Peterborough, and then you can set up your pricing, and then that will be that. So right now, it looks like I have, let's see how many pricings I have. All right, so this is the default This actually is not allowed, so let me just change that to default. Not default. Let me call it not default. How's that? All right, I'm going to save this. And you can see at this, for this price list, they have 5 vendors assigned. These are your mat boards. You can click on them, and then you can specifically assign one mat board to a pricing if you want. These are the vendors we carry at this time, and we can add more if there are some available. All right, let's move on to glazing. All right, so glazing is here. These prices get updated all the time from the different vendors, and then you can select which vendor you use. If you want to use International, if you want to use Decor, Omega, Larson, Framers Inventory, and whoever you want to use, and we will reflect the prices that those companies provide. We are working on a feature where if you don't use all the glass types and you reduce it, we're going to say enable and disable here. This is not finished yet, so you just enable the ones you see. So when you're in your work order, if you have only these two enabled, you will only see these two glasses, and that would make it a lot easier so you don't get confused, and then you don't sell something that your shop doesn't sell. Everything else, this is all your backing, foam board, and all that stuff's here. So these things get spaced. These things get priced out from average national vendors, so you don't have to worry about, hey, price of foam board was $2.50 10 years ago, and now it's $8, and my price doesn't show. We update this for you all the time, so you don't have to worry about it. The pricing will be updated here. Again, you can create your own hardware for everything else, pricing, and then there are different prices for all these types of material. I'll do print lab last. So let's do customers. So we click on customers. Basically, you see all your customer list and so on. Very simple, clean. Let's go to setting. Setting here, you put different sales tax. 4%, sales tax, local tax, 2.5%. If you want your mat reveal to be additive or subtractive, do you want to see discontinued molding? Do you want to see discontinued mats? Just in case you carry some of the stuff in your shop, you can enable that. Generally, you want to keep that off. This feature here is called peak pricing. That means you pick any times of the year. You can disable that. Just do that, disable it. But if you want to enable it, you can say, okay, between November 1 and December 25 due dates, I want to charge 10% more. So customer comes in and they want a job done on December 20th, and they go, oh, why is it so expensive? You can say, hey, wait, you want to come back January 20th? It'll be 10% less because it's peak pricing. You don't have to have that. It's a cool feature. This is called inflation pricing. This says increase my prices by 5% or whatever percent you want to put in here on this day of the year. And then it will tell you here, inflation pricing was applied on this date initially, so you can keep track of what's going on. On the work order, remember I showed you how pricing was calculated? You can select to show the pricing for, to show the pricing at all, or if you select it, you say show it to just a manager and admin, or employees too, or not manager, so just admin sees it. Like I told you before, we always keep adjusting our pricing. So if you want to keep up with it, you just click this. Now this will sync with what we think should be a default pricing, but that doesn't apply to all the regions. So if you want to apply that, you click it. But if you don't, your pricing doesn't change. This will bring pricing formula we set outside into your system if you want to keep up with pricing. But you don't have to. If you click that, that will update your pricing. Country, time zone, element, formula. Oh, I will explain this in just a second. Here you add the different reps and how you find us here. Right now we only have one work order format, but we plan on adding different work order formats based on user needs. Let me explain how this element formula works. This was Harry Gaston's idea. So you're going to come in and you're going to put in some formulas. Okay, Harry Gaston I named that just for his name. Let's use the acrylic box. So you buy an acrylic box. What you want to do is you want to take your wholesale cost times 1.35. You want to take your, let's do that. Let's change that to 2%, 2 times. Then you want to cost of shipping times 2. You want to charge $100 for the admin work. Okay, let's save this. Now if I'm in the work order, now remember acrylic box, okay? So if I'm in a work order, I'm going to come in, click on new work order. You add an element, click on this, product description, acrylic box. Alright, so whole cost for this box was $425.66. Shipping cost me $300. Something, okay? Then you're going to come in, you're going to say, okay, let's pick the one that says acrylic box. I said, okay, you're going to take the wholesale times 2, you can take the shipping times 2, add $100. You bring this, you're going to hit apply, and this will automatically tell you what that cost would be, so you don't have to worry about making a mistake. Hit on save, and there you go, that's your total. You want to add another element. Let's call that test. Wholesale cost was $100, shipping cost was $25. So let's use Breeze formula. She wants to use the wholesale cost times 2.5 plus the same plus 10%, 1.1 shipping cost plus $50. She wants to use that, so we're going to apply this here. $327. We're going to hit save. There you go. We added that here, so you don't have to work out different formulas. As long as you have the price, you can add that here. So this is how it works in the elements. Let's go back to setting. So here you can add your company name, contact, store hours, upload your logo. Integration. This is where the cool stuff happens. We're gonna have a lot of integrations. Right now we have Google integrations, so you can send your email via Gmail directly. You can send an email, schedule an email using Gmail. I don't have that connected here, but you could. The Google Calendar one is going to show you all your work orders on Google Calendar. So if you create a separate Google Calendar just for the shop, every device that's connected, that has the app, can see that. We're planning on having a big monitor that has just Google app, Google Calendar, and then have all the stuff shown there, so we know exactly what workloads we have. This is the Google Photos. This was connected to my account, the one I showed you earlier. So you would connect that, and you take pictures with your phone, and it gets uploaded to Google Photos, and then your app, your point of sale is going to have access to that. This is the Square payment. Right now, you can disconnect if you want. You can set your locations. You have to set your locations, and then these are the different terminals I have connected. So each one is going to have a code, and you log in through there. So right now we have 2 different terminals paired up, and you can use that. So one in the front of the store and in the back of the store. Alright, so we're going to talk about the print lab order. Okay, so in the work order, when you write up a new work order, you can scroll down all the way here, and this is how the print lab is. So for print lab, you can add any heading, subheading, and then different items, and then you can tell it to charge per piece or to charge per square inch. So for example, printing on canvas, no stretching, 15 cents a square inch. These are made up numbers, I think, so you can just test it out. Let's say you have printing on canvas. Okay, I want a quantity of 1, and I have a 15 by 15. Okay, and then this will show you the price here. So you're going to charge $33. If you were charging by piece, for example, scan up to an 11 by 14, $35. So your total work for the print lab is 33 plus 35 and change, 68.75. And then you can see here, there's no molding, no matte, no glazing, just a print lab job. So that'll be that plus tax. Now you can add framing if you want, obviously, and then those things will start adding up here, and then your work order is going to include framing and print lab product. How do you change the pricing on that? You go over here in setting. Oh, you go to setting, general. Oh, sorry. You don't go to setting. You go to product, print lab. It's right here. Okay. So when you click on that, this shows you the headers. So you can change the pricing here. I can make that $12. And then I can say, okay, price per inch or price per piece. Now, if you're in America and you use inches, you do that. But if you were in the settings and you change it to a different country and they use centimeters, then that will be different. That will be centimeters and millimeters. So this is reflective based upon your settings. So all these you can edit, you can change, and then you can save your updates, and it's going to reflect directly in the work order piece. Now, if you want to know some information about the software, you want to log out. Obviously, if you don't have an account, you don't need to log out. You're going to go to FramingPOS.com, and then this tells you most of the stuff that we have available that you can see. If you sign up as a new account, you want to click on Need Help Getting Started, click on Book Now, and then you're going to work with Sheila, who is an independent business consultant for the picture framing industry, and then she'll help you set up, and we'll pay for the first 2 hours to talk to her, and she will help you do that. So you can click on Book Now, and then you book time, and the first 2 hours are going to be on us. If you want to see our roadmap, you're going to click on this and see what things we're working on and what things we've finished. If you want to see what things we've updated, you click on this, and it tells you. So today, June 5th, Spark Frames prices were updated, South Star prices were updated, yesterday's CMI was updated, Jonah Framework was added on June 3rd, and so on. So we'll be adding these. As we make updates, you can see that, and this tells you what things are up to date and what things are not up to date, so you can see. Okay, if you have a vendor who's not on the list, you're going to go to vendor pricing, and what you want to do is you just go here, copy this part, open your email, and send this email to the customer, to the vendor. Okay, this tells them, hey, I use the software, this is the email address, can you please send them exactly what you send the other point of sale software people. And then this became actually the most efficient way. So if you send it, I think we get this faster than we ask for it to send it to us. Whatever format they send to other point of sale software companies, they can just send us it, and we'll take care of it.